हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, ब्रह्म प्रणव, जय श्री प्रभु।
माता धन्यवाद प्रणाम, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम, जय श्री प्रभुपाद। गुड मॉर्निंग।
धन्यवाद प्रणाम, हरे कृष्ण कीर्तन, जय श्री प्रभु। I think we were discussing which chapter were we on previously. 28. धन्यवाद प्रणाम, Lord Smitaji. It's been 2 weeks since we had a discussion. I think we missed just 1 week, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, just 1 week we missed.
We were on Ashtanga Yoga. We were discussing Ashtanga Yoga. Probably we were discussing, did we discuss about the form of the Lord?
Yes.
How?
We are discussing about the form of the Lord, Prabhuji.
Did we discuss one should meditate upon one limb at a time of the Lord?
Right, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think we have to begin with the description of the form of the Lord. I mean, we did some discussion. We did discuss overall form of the Lord, and now Lord Kapila describes the individual, like lotus feet of the Lord, thighs of the Lord. We didn't discuss those things, right?
He wears that yellow, the pitambar.
We discussed those things here.
Yeah.
Okay, clear, good. Okay. It's a short chapter. We covered half. We will do the remaining now. All right, thank you. ॐ अज्ञातमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता स्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, Om Langayate Girim. Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are discussing from Lord Kapila's teachings to Devahuti. Lord Kapila described about the path of bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, and now the discussion is Yoga Mishra Bhakti, which is the path of Ashtanga, um, and where the bhakti angle comes is at the stage of samadhi, the last stage, where one meditates on the form of the. So Lord Kapila tells his mother, meditate on this form of the Lord, and now Lord Kapila describes each individual limb, and he says you meditate on each limb of the carefully meditate on each limb of the Lord, because the Lord is transcendental. You meditate on any part of the Lord, and for us, we can see it from the perspective of meditate on any limb of the deity form of the that will be very purifying. Uh, So Lord Kapila says, having meditated on the Lord with all his limbs, the yogi should fix the mind on each individual limb of the Lord one at a time. So the first limb is the lotus feet. The lotus feet is marked with various symbols. There is thunderbolt, there is God. God is something that is used to tame the elephant, or a wild animal sometimes. Um, so the God uh, on the lotus feet represents when we fix our mind on the lotus feet of the Lord, then by nature the mind is very restless. But when the mind becomes fixed on lotus feet of the Lord, then it's like a God. It's like the mind, then the mind can stay there, although by nature it is very restless. There is lotus, and there are many symbols on the lotus feet of the Lord. Then the nails of the Lord are like moon, and they are ruby color. Actually, Krishna, uh, 10 nails in the hand and 10 nails in the legs, they are considered as 20 moons. And then on the face, there is one cheek and one cheek and one chin and one full face. These are 4 moons, and the forehead is half moon. So Krishna is glorified as 24 and a half moons. 1 moon, 2 moon, 3 moon, 4 moon, 4 and a half moon, and then 20 nails of the hands and the legs. Um, so the nails are ruby. Uh, um, Lord Shiva is blessed by holding the Ganges water, which contains the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord. Um, Meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord dispels the thick gloominess from one's heart. Sometimes the heart may be very sad or gloomy, lonely, various things may happen. Meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord remove that gloominess, brings lot of spiritual divine potency, enlivens the soul. Um, and the thunderbolt and the thunderbolt represents like thunderbolt can actually break the mountain also, although it was very humbling for Indra when his thunderbolt could not even touch Govardhan. um, but thunderbolt generally can break the mountain. So thunderbolt represents even if there is a mountain of sins, in the mind. Even that can be broken by meditation on lotus feet of the Lord. Then the next limb is Janu. Janu is below the knees, like above the lotus feet, below the below thigh, basically above the lotus feet. That is Janu. Um, it is said even Lakshmi is very fond of massaging the Lord legs and thighs. One should fix in heart the activities of Lakshmi, who is very fond. So when we think of Lord's Janu, Lord Vishnu's Janu, then one should think of how Lakshmi Devi is lovingly massaging and attached to massaging the, the Janu and the thighs of the Lord. We were discussing yesterday also. It is described that Lakshmi Devi by nature is very chanchal. Cannot stay at one place. But she is so attached to lotus feet of the Lord that she never leaves the lotus feet of the Lord, although by nature chanchal. Likewise, the mind is also by nature restless, but once it gets shelter, it will never leave the lotus feet of the Lord. Prabhupada also says how the mind can be controlled by fixing it on the lotus feet of the Lord. Then the thighs. The thighs are described as whitish blue. So it's blue with whitish blue. There is shininess to that blue thighs of the Lord. Like the luster of a linseed flower. Atasika Kusuma, the name of the flower. So it's like basically whitish blue complexion. Appears most graceful when the Lord is on Garuda's shoulders. So the Lord sits when Garuda is a carrier now. So Lord sits on the shoulder of Garuda, and then the thighs rest, and um, it appears most graceful when somebody sees the thighs of the Lord sitting on the shoulders of Garuda. God, it's so attractive. Then the thighs of the Lord is the storehouse of all energy. Just by seeing it so much, by remembering it, so much energy will come. Then the hips of the Lord are rounded. They are encircled by a girdle. Uh, this we discussed last time also. They are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth. Um, so Lord has a yellow dhoti now overall, and on the dhoti there is a girdle like a belt of the Lord. Then the navel of the Lord, it is also like a moon, like a circle. It's in the center of the abdomen. And it is the foundation of the whole universe, the navel, because from the navel comes the lotus stem, um, and the lotus stem contains all the planetary system. So the entire universe comes from this moon-like navel of the Lord. Then the nipples of the Lord, like on his chest, they resemble a pair of most exquisite emeralds like blue stone. So that the nipples of the Lord are like shiny, most exquisite emeralds, um, um, and they appear whitish. They are blue, but they appear whitish because of the Lord wears a pearl necklace, and the pearl necklace reflects on the nipples of the Lord. So although it is blue emerald, it reflects like a whitish. And this pearl necklace is compared to like a milk. That much white is the pearl necklace the Lord wears. Then the chest of the Lord. Chest of the Lord is the abode of Mahalakshmi. Um, anybody who it's the source of pleasure for the mind and gives full satisfaction for the eyes. Anybody who looks at the chest of the Lord or meditates on the chest of the Lord gives pleasure and full satisfaction to the eyes. Then the neck of the Lord. Neck enhances the beauty of Kaustuva gem on his chest. The Lord is, it is described that the Lord is so beautiful. Um, it's not the jewelry, the Kaustuba jewel and others, or the pearl necklace that enhance the beauty of the Lord, but it is the beauty of the Lord which enhances the jewel, because the Lord is exquisitely beautiful, and when He wears them, then those jewel looks very attractive. Why? Because they are worn by the most beautiful person. So the real, yeah, um, enhances the beauty of Kaustuba gem on his chest. So Lord has a Kaustuba gem, and Lord has a white pearl necklace also. Then the arms of the Lord. It is the source of all powers of Devatas. So all the Devatas get their power from the arm of the Lord. If you think about the universal form of the Lord, in the arm of the universal form resides the Devatas. Then the arms of the Lord also holds a Sudarshan Chakra, one of the arm of the Lord. Sudarshan Chakra is very dazzling luster and have 1,000 spokes, like 1,000. Um, and the arms of the Lord also hold a conch that looks like a swan in a lotus-like palm. So the palm is pink color, um, and then there is a conch, so it's white on pink. Um, so it's like a swan on a lotus. The conch in the palm looks like a swan in a lotus. Lotus is pink and swan is white. So very beautiful. And pink, reddish, ruby, he holds the conch. Then the club of the Lord is there. Sudarshan Chakra is there, conch is there, club is there. Um, Club is very dear to the Lord. It smashes the inimical demons, anybody who is against or envious, smashes them. And the club is smeared with their blood. Then the garland is there. The garland is surrounded by bumblebees. So when the Lord wears garland move, then all the bees are intoxicated. They just go along with the garland and they are intoxicated by the fragrance and uh, uh, by being around the Lord. Then this pearl necklace comes back. Money, pearl necklace. The pearl represents the pure living entities who are always engaged in His service. That's what this pearl necklace represents. The Lord is surrounded by His pure devotees who are always eager to serve Him with love. Um, then the face of the Lord next. The face of the Lord. So we discussed the neck, we discussed the arms, we discussed the thighs, discussed the navel, discussed the lotus feet, discussed the janu, and now comes the face of the Lord. The face of the Lord is like a lotus-like countenance, like a lotus face both. Um, and the face of the Lord may appear in different forms. He's the same personality, but he may appear in different forms out of compassion for anxious devotees. When devotees are in need in different forms, sometimes he comes in Lord Nrsimhadev, um, uh, and other forms. Then the nose is very prominent. The cheeks are like crystal clear. The cheeks are illuminated by the oscillation of alligator shaped earrings. The Lord has earring and the cheeks are very shiny. So the cheeks of the Lord. So when the earring move to and fro, it reflects on the crystal shiny cheeks. It looks very beautiful. Um, our faces are like filled with holes and bacteria and so many things are there. But the Lord face is very smooth, and soft and like a lotus, and shiny also. Then and the hairs of the Lord, they are very beautiful. they are they are decorated with lotus like eyes and dancing eyebrows and the hair around it. Um, It is here the analogy is given: a lotus surrounded by swarming bees, a lotus surrounded by bees, um, and a pair of swimming fish would be put to shame by its elegance. So there's a description of the eyes, the face, and the hair. So hairs are like bees because bees are black color. So the lotus face is like a lotus surrounded by bees with the two swimming fish, which are like the eyes. A pair of swimming fish would be put to shame by will be put to shame as compared to the Lord Lotus face with curly hairs and lotus-like eyes. Um, mm. the then the eyes of the Lord. The eyes soothe the most fearful threefold agonies of his devotees. When devotees go through so much suffering from threefold misery by one's own mind, by other living entities, one's own body, and natural calamities. And when those living entities who are tormented, when they see the eyes of the Lord, they will have a soothing feeling. Then the glance of the Lord is accompanied by his loving smiles, uh, and are full of grace. The glance of the Lord, always smiling and graceful, uh, soothes the heart. Uh, then the smile of the Lord. When the Lord smiles, it drives away the ocean of tears caused by intense grief, even unlimited tears of grief, sadness, and one may be going through a lot of hardship. Go in front of the deity form of the Lord, and see the Lord smile, and feel like, wow, I'm going through so much, and He's smiling here. So drives away, and you will immediately feel enlivened actually, just by seeing the smile of Krishna. Then the eyebrows of the Lord, they are manifested by his yogama in internal potency in order to charm Kamadev, Cupid, for the good of the sages. The eyebrows of the Lord are has a hidden potency, that when you meditate on the eyebrows of the Lord, um, they are so attractive that even Cupid is charmed by it. Also, it is mentioned when we meditate on the eyebrows of the Lord, then the lust from the heart will lust from the heart go away. Then the laughter is so captivating that it can be easily meditated upon. When the Lord laughs, you see him very easy to meditate on the smile or the laughter of the Lord. Then when the Lord laughs, his teeth, they're very small, and they resemble jasmine buds, like very white, small white jasmine buds, and they are rendered rosy by the splendor of his lips. And the look, they are pearl white, like jasmine buds, and the lips are rosy, pinkish rosy, and that reflects on the small teeth and looks very attractive. Any yogi, um, once he remember the laughter of the Lord, should no longer desire to see anything else. When he sees the laughter, the lips and the jasmine bud, small teeth of the Lord, then the yogi should not desire to see anything else because it is so attractive. Then Srila Prabhupada also mentions that these are like 8 to 10 verses. So Prabhupada says all these verses in this section are sweet and worth memorizing. Um, um, this is one. So we already discussed. Maybe we can read 1 or 2 verses. Prabhupada says they are so sweet that one should remember them. Sanchintaye Bhagavata Charanarvindam Vajrakushadhvaja Saroruha Itanchanadyam Uttungaraktavilasannakhachakravala Jyotsna Virahatamadhidayandhakaram कौमोदकिं भगवतो दयितां स्मरेता दिग्धामरातिभतशोणितकर्दमेन मालामधुव्रतवरुथगिरोपगुष्टां चैतस्य तत्त्वममलं मणिमस्य कण्ठे तस्यावलोकमधिकं कृपयाति घोरा तापात्रयोपशमनाय निश्चितमक्ष्णो स्निग्धास्मितानुगुणितं विपुलाप्रसादम् ध्याये चिरं विपुलभावनया गुहाया हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्रा शोकाश्रुसागरविरोशनमत्युदारम् सम्मोहनाय चितं निजमाययास्य गुरुमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकराध्वजस्य. So Prabhupada says these are very, very sweet words describing beautiful limbs of the Lord and worth remembering and reciting. So we recited 4 of them. Then by this meditation, when a yogi meditate on each limb at a time, the lotus feet, the thighs, the lotus feet, the symbols, how God can control the mind, how the thunderbolt can destroy the sins of the mind. Then the thighs, how it is massaged by Lakshmi. And then the upper thighs, how that is sitting on the soldiers of Garuda. Then the navel, how um, the lotus comes and the source of all the planetary system is within that. Then the arms of the Lord, how they are so powerful. The demigods, the controlling deities, they get their power from that. Then the chest of the Lord, so beautiful, carrying a Kaustuba gem, a pearl necklace. The nipples of the Lord although emerald-like, shiny, reflect looks whitish because of the pearl. The necklace appears so beautiful um, because there is the pearl necklace going through, Kaustuba gem going through, the garland going through, which is always surrounded by um, the garland is going through, which is always surrounded by the humming bumblebees who are intoxicated by the fragrance of the Lord. Um, then the neck, um, and then the face of the Lord, the eyes of the Lord, lotus-like, soothes the heart who are filled with agony. And the faces always has a smile, um, removes so much intense grief from the devotees' hearts. The eyebrows charms even the Cupid. The laughter, one who sees the laughter will not desire to see anything else. The teeth are small and looks like jasmine bud and reflect the ruby color from the lips. The nose is very prominent, um, and the cheeks are shiny, crystal clear, and reflects the alligator-shaped earrings as the Lord walks to and fro. Um, so in this way, the whole description of the Lord, by this meditation, one gradually develops love for Krishna, love for the Lord. And one gradually exhibits symptoms like hair standing on end and rolling of tears. And gradually, by meditating on this beautiful form of the Lord, he withdraws his mind from all material activities and becomes very much attached to the Lord. And that's the stage of when there is dharana and dhyan and samadhi. So one becomes more and more gradually attracted, meditates and becomes more and more attracted, and thus the mind becomes detached from all material contamination, just like the flame of a lamp. Uh, uh, like the lamp is considered very pure. Likewise, the mind, just like the flame of a lamp, becomes very pure, shiny, and becomes free and detached from all material contaminations. Um, and finally, and thus the mind becomes dovetailed with the Supreme Lord. Um, mm, more and more the mind becomes free from material qualities of motor passion, goodness, and ignorance. As it contemplates, becomes gradually free from and the three qualities and become more and more fixed on the form of the Lord. And once the form becomes fixed, the yogi gradually realizes the truth of his relationship with the Lord. He gradually realizes he's a spirit soul and the Lord is a master, and the relationship of eternal servitude that the jiva has. Um, and the yogi can also understand that all the pleasure and pain were actually because of false ego, because the yogi becomes so fixed, attached, and one in remembrance of the Lord, he forgets all the pleasure pain in this world, and he could understand they were all because of false ego. Because he now realizes his real identity, he acts as if totally unaware of the body, just like a drunken person who has no idea. Likewise, the yogi is like completely withdraws from this world, free from material contamination, and goes completely inward. And this is the stage of samadhi. Doesn't feel any pleasure, pain, or unaware of the situation of the body, and the mind is fully fixed in the form of the Lord. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited in his samadhi, not aware of what is around. The body would slacken, the bones would dislocate, um, a foam would come from his mouth and maybe bleeding sometimes, because uh, for whatever reason, um, because of the Lord ecstasy, sometimes the hair would stand on end and would bleed because the hairs will become like a needle, and the Lord was completely unaware of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, completely unaware. Um, he would um, he would be with the Lord. When the Lord was awakened, devotees would come and they would like cry when they see the condition of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they would loudly chant the holy name of Krishna in the ears of the Lord. And the Lord would gradually come back to semi consciousness from internal consciousness. And then the Lord would lament and cry, and he would say to the devotees, "Why did you bring me here? Um, I was with the Lord, and I got a chance to serve him, and I was uh, witnessing the beautiful form of Shri Radha and Krishna. And the guidance of gopis, I was serving them personally, and then you brought me here. Why did you bring me here?" So in this way, the Lord would come back to semi-consciousness. So of course, the bhakti yogi he actually served the Lord, but Ashtanga yogi, the Ashtanga yogi goes only till the point of meditation. It's like a shantaras, neutrality. He just loves the Lord. He just is attracted by the form. But a bhakti yogi actually renders service. That's why that is only Shanta, and this is like Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, or Madhurya. So this our Mahaprabhu followers, they go very very deep. So when the yogi, he becomes totally unaware of his body, like a drunken person, the body of such a liberated yogi is taken charge by the Lord. The Lord takes care of that body, and um, um, in that state, the living entity does not accept any byproduct of the body as one's own. Doesn't accept, he understands his real identity. Doesn't accept any byproduct as his own, like children or anybody as belonging to me, because he understands his eternal nature. Um, just as a person is different from his son from his wealth. I mean, the person may have a son, may have wealth, but the person is different. Likewise, the yogi, um, uh, but he identifies with the son and wealth, although he is different. Likewise, the jiva is different from the body. And the liberated soul can understand this. The jiva is different from the body. He identifies with the body, but he can see that how is different from the body. Um, just as fire is different from wood, sparks, and smoke. Um, like wood has fire in it, the fire element. That's why when you burn the wood, the fire element catches, and then the wood continues to burn because the fire is within the wood. one may not distinguish it. It's hard to see that how fire is within the wood, but the fire is within the wood. Um, Likewise, Bhagwan is within all living entity, and Bhagwan, we cannot distinguish him, but Bhagwan is different from the Jiva. Um, uh, and he is also within all living entities as the super soul. And such a yogi can see the super soul in himself and can see the super soul in all beings. Okay, so then the last verse comes. Um, in this way, the yogi becomes self-realized and conquers the insurmountable spell of Maya, which is like all-empowering. He becomes fully fixed in beautiful limbs of the Lord, um, realizes his eternal relationship, and conquers insurmountable energy of illusion. He becomes self-realized. Okay, so that was the end of the chapter. Anybody would like to say anything, ask anything? I know it's a little early, but yeah, that's all I have. So shall we end? Maybe, if you are all okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Okay. Prabhuji, when you're talking about like as a Lord eyebrows and different anga of the Lord, how yogi is meditating, and similarly as a Vaishnava, as a Bhakta, also we need to we do the darshan from from the lotus feet to the lotus mouth,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
do we also think all those points what you tell while doing the deity worship, or it's only for the for deity darshan, or only for the
It's
this
for the
philosophy of
meditation.
yogi?
Yeah. See, Prabhu, how yogi meditates on the form of the Lord in Samadhina. A devotee can meditate on the form of the Lord in his chanting. Possibility is there. He can meditate on this form. Especially Prabhupada says lotus feet of the Lord, or if any meditation of any anga or form of the Lord. Maybe the Lord carrying a flute, or maybe whatever, maybe the smile of the Lord, which is actually a little hard to meditate a smile of the but whatever. Um, uh,
So,
Narad
I
Muni,
mean, you go ahead, please.
just saying Narad Muni says to Maharaj Yudhishthir, carefully meditate on the form of the Lord. Uh, and anybody like who meditated on the Lord for any feeling, out of love, out of envy or fear, became liberated. So form of the Lord is spiritual bliss, or like pure, and meditation on it will remove all illusion. It will just everything will be vanished. The mind will be so attached to this material world. And then when the meditation on the form of the Lord comes, the heart will be pacified. Everything is gone. But then again, when the meditation is over, then again we'll enter the material. Yes, bro.
So, Prabhuji, this will come at a certain stage of our bhakti life, Prabhuji.
Yes, it will
We
come.
can't do this artificially to do this.
Yeah, yeah. We don't do it artificially, yes, bro. Just like we see, the yogi also has lot of practice before he comes to this stage. He has his pranayam and pratyahara and um, asanas, and he has so many things. And then gradually, when everything is, when he, through that mechanical process, that's why his yoga mishra bhakti. Na. Eventually, bhakti will come. But initially, for them, it's only yoga only. For decades, maybe lifetimes, only yoga only. And then at the end, uh, the Lord may reveal himself and we can meditate on it. Likewise, for us, it is seva, Prabhuji. We engage our body, mind, everything in serving the Lord, intelligence, everything. Prabhupada says today morning quote, one should engage 10%. That is the best use of our time. Then this may be possible.
Okay, but Prabhuji, these yogis, when they go to samadhi and then attain the Paramatma within that, so they can also goes into the Vaikuntha, correct, Prabhuji? Or
They
they
can go to
only
Vaikuntha.
they can go to the Vaikuntha. And it
Yes.
is also possible for them also, Prabhuji, what form of the Lord they are meditating on. If they are meditating on Narsimha, what they are meditating on the Krishna, they can attain to Lord Vishnu. They can attain their planet, or do we have any kind of description in the Shastra for that?
Well, we I cannot quote anything, but I can say that Rupa Goswami says uh, Ekanga Bhakti, Anekanga Bhakti. Ekanga Bhakti is you meditate on, like either you focus on Shravanam or Kirtanam or Smaranam or Padasevanam, you focus on any one Anga of Bhakti, and that can give you perfection. So if somebody performs Smaran only and nothing else on Krishna, he will attain perfection also. Because bhakti is all encompassing. Rupa Goswami says you apply bhakti, any anga of bhakti at one angle, everything else will come within it. Uh, but the example that is mentioned, Prahlad, who was naturally Narayan Bhakta, um, there are mixed views on that also. But anyways, theoretically, if one meditates on Krishna, that's all, one will attain perfection. There are so many stories also, no, from Padma Puran, who was cooking sweet rice, and it's like so in serving the Lord or meditating form of the Lord, everything is real. The service it is mentioned, the service rendered in the mind is actually direct service to the Lord. Like for example, right now we can massage the feet of the Lord, or we go to Golok Vrindavan and see Krishna we massage. Actually, Krishna accepts both the service equally because Krishna is absolute.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
But yes, if we meditate, through that alone one can attain perfection theoretically. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in this age, and Jiva Goswami says, every anga of bhakti should be accompanied by Harinam. Harinam will give us, in this age, Prabhupada says mind is very restless. But through Harinam, actually the form of the Lord, the qualities, the pastimes, everything of the Lord is within Harinam, especially about this age. So Harinam is like brings out and Param Vijay Shri Krishna Sankirtan. Okay, anything else? All right, thank you. So we'll end here. Thank you, Hare Krishna Kirtan Prabhu, for extending for 5 more minutes. Vanchakalpatarubhesha कृपा सिंधुमेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णव आनंद कोटि वैष्णव धन्यवाद हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Pranam.
Thank you
Hare
very
Krishna.
much.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Shrutamati, I'm hearing after a long time. I don't know why. Anyway,
Yes, Prabhuji. Like sometimes on Saturday mornings we have few services here. Like they say, the tour of deities. So Krishna's deity come as a sancharam, like tour. So at that time it happens in some devotees' houses. We go there and take part in some service and worship. So a few days went like that. So whenever I'm at home, I used to join Prabhuji.
then, yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.